Hello, what is up? Welcome back, Woodley here. It has been a while. We've had a lot going on. Good bit of sickness here over the last several weeks in our family and with myself, and haven't posted any updates in a while. And I want to kind of walk you through some of the rough in here, specifically on our plumbing. We are a few days away from getting the spray foam in our exterior walls, so we've passed our inspections up to this point and ready to go with that. And let me show you what we're working with here. One of the things that you want to be aware of is if you have your vents here and you're going to be spray foaming, you want to make sure that any vents on the exterior walls get this kind of bracing in them so that as the spray foam expands, it doesn't push that out. So you'll see those all around here on our exterior. Those blocks are on there. Now let me begin our kind of tour here. This is the kitchen on the first floor here. You see that we have our PEX lines. That'll be for the kitchen sink and the drain line here. Next to it up we have the vent who goes up. And then above this, tying in, is our master bath. So one of the things you're going to notice as you're looking at this is, the PEX lines are braced here. I believe the code is every 32 inches, but essentially at every one of these joists, things get braced on here. And then you see our drain lines. Now, we did a water test on the drain lines last weekend. We took one of the vent lines and we pumped it full of water where it was like up into the vent on the roof, and made sure that didn't held. And we've done an air pressure test on our PEX lines, and a little bit more on the results on that later. But we have an on-demand hot water heater, and one of the things that this one does is it has a built-in recirculation pump. So what you'll notice here is this red 3/4 inch that is in the stud bay here going up. This actually forms a loop that goes around here. So this is coming up. That's our mechanical room down there. You'll see this line comes up. And as it comes up, it comes over here. Now this line comes over and it connects into the master bath. But then this line continues, the hot water line continues all the way down to the kids' bathroom on the other side. And then that red line, if you look over to the right of the light here, comes back and then comes back down into the mechanical room. And the reason for that is when you have an on-demand system, in order to get your hot water, you have to empty out the cold water that you have in the line. And so this particular system is able to recirculate the water so that it kind of warms it up in this main line, so that when you pull off of the main line, like we are doing over here in the kids' bathroom, this is the sinks up here, and then the shower over there. As it pulls off of that, it's going to pull off that main 3/4 line, which is the recirc line, and you get hot water much quicker, and you're not wasting water. And I believe it's also like a learning system. So I think over time, it actually kind of learns your habits. And so it sort of starts to anticipate, like if you shower in the morning, it will do that. You'll also see we've got some Cat 6 cable. I've been putting that in, getting ready for just being able to have wired network access throughout the house. And if we want to run some like door cams and security camera things, just getting that. Looking at actually utilizing this space here for a cabinet. I think we're going to kind of take this stud and move it over to the left a little bit, and then we'll have like our router will come in here, and our network box, as well as just have a charging place as well, so we can walkie-talkies and cell phones and different things like that, we can just kind of put in here and charge. So on the first floor, let me show you a couple other things down here. On the plumbing front, we've got this for our fridge. That's the water line and ice line that we have here. And then here in the middle, this is for the stove. We've got a pot filler sink. If you haven't seen one of those, they're pretty cool. Instead of having to go to the sink, you can just fill a pot up over there. So that's positioned well. And then as we come into the laundry room here, you'll notice that things are plumbed out here for the hot and cold coming up here. We might actually try to secure those a little bit, maybe add a little blocking in there in the middle just to hold those. But then, you got your P-trap here coming down, and then all of this, of course, tying up into your vents. So that's one of the big things if you're, as you're thinking about this and looking at these, you want to make sure that everything is vented well, and that's going to allow air to get in your drain lines and come down. And so we have a main roof vent up, and all of this plumbing gets tied into those ventilation lines. So as we go down into our basement level, now if you've been following along with us, you know that eventually the plan for us is to finish this for my in-laws, and so we had to kind of get some things in place here. What you're looking at right now, this is the closed exhaust system for our on-demand hot water heater. That's going to be run off of propane, and so the exhaust and the vent, the whole system is closed in that way. So both pipes run out there. Nice little fitting on the siding, and there is the hot water heater that you see down there. So like I was saying, we have some plans, and because the lines are going to get put in here for the spray foam, we wanted to be able to run our exterior plumbing stuff, get it in place. So over here, you notice, so this is where the sink will be for that downstairs level, the hot and cold are in. We've also got a hose bib down here as well. And then we have a plumbing or laundry room in here as well. And so we've got that dryer vent in, and we've got these lines in. Again, we're going to brace off that hot water line. And then there's a little toilet that we have down here. So the PEX is the red and the blue is what's running the hot water. And again, we're still drawing off of that main circulation line down here even for this. The larger PEX is the recirc line, and then that sink water. It's a little longer run for the sink down here, but still will benefit from having the recirculation line in that as well. Then we get down here as well. This is going to end up being the main bath down here eventually. And so along this wall, we have the sink and the drain for that. Up here in the wall, there's another hose bib that goes up. And so one of the things that was a little tricky was getting the drain lines up in the space that we had and just working that out. And so Paul, our contractor, was able to make a little bit of an adjustment with one of our ductwork, some of the ductwork, get that in place so he could end up getting this drain line over here so we can keep the ceiling height, and then all of that coming in here to the coming into our mechanical room. So there's that hot water heater. Now what we've done is we've air tested our PEX lines. So down here now, the plumber was back today because he wasn't a little concerned about making sure that these lines are going to hold up, and he changed out that valve, thinking that maybe there was some leakage that was coming from that valve. And when he put it in, the pressure was at 100, it's dropped down to 90 right now. So I don't know if that's a result of a leak somewhere, or if that could be explained by the temperature. It's pretty cold out, or maybe one of the valves, like in the bathtubs, the shower ones. It's possible that that could be it. But you know, he's kind of on top of checking that out. We've got some space down here as well that if we want to kind of add a sink in, like a mop sink, eventually we can do that here in the basement. So that kind of gives you a picture of the plumbing that we have, and there's a lot of detail and a lot of work that goes into getting all this stuff in place and making sure that things are secured with it. You know, if you've ever heard your pipes moving, one of my friends is was telling me a story about remodeling his house. He ran a PEX line into a shower and just was, you know, ran it up a stud bay and didn't anchor it at all and turned it on, and the thing was like vibrating. The hot water line was vibrating. So that's why you want to anchor these along the way. And like you see up in here, you got those lines anchored. You want to do that so that you don't have that movement, and that movement can lead, you know, potentially to some type of, you know, one of the fittings coming loose in that way. So you got to be a little bit careful about that type of thing. I plan to have more updates coming soon to you. I've kind of regrouped here in the new year, and gotten past this sickness and gotten past a lot of figuring out a bunch of stuff with the tractor and the snow. That was a big kind of learning curve for me, and should be able to be sharing some content with you. And things are really going to start taking shape here pretty soon. So once the spray foam goes in the following week, we're going to start hanging sheetrock. Once we get the second floor sheetrock up, we'll be able to get the attic insulation blown in, and then we'll wire in some heat in here, which is going to make a big difference. And we'll be able, there'll be a lot happening and moving quick. So thanks for checking this one out, and appreciate all of you who have been following along, and looking forward to this new year and sharing more of what's going on and learning together. If you like this one, hit that like button, subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you on a future one.